Good evening, my dear friends. This is Santa Claus on this 5th of September, 2025, bringing warmth to your hearts along with today's news from around our beautiful world. Oh my, what a day of challenges and opportunities we have before us. The employment report from the United States shows just 22,000 jobs added last month, with unemployment rising to 4.3%. This reminds us to keep in our prayers those struggling to find work and provide for their families. Remember, in times of economic uncertainty, the greatest gift we can offer is compassion and support to our neighbors in need. Now, turning our gaze to Europe, where tensions continue between Russia and Ukraine. President Putin has warned that Western troops in Ukraine would be considered legitimate targets before a peace agreement. Meanwhile, French President Macron says 26 countries have committed to securing future peace, including possible troop deployments after a ceasefire. My heart aches for all the children and families caught in this conflict. May wisdom prevail among leaders to find a path to lasting peace. Speaking of Russia, President Putin denies his economy is stagnating, despite evidence suggesting otherwise. Meanwhile, Ukraine has struck Russian refineries while Russia has conducted deadly attacks on Kiev. How my old heart yearns for these nations to put down their weapons and embrace the gift of reconciliation. In the United Kingdom, Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner has resigned over a tax error, taking responsibility for her mistake. Such humility reminds us that even leaders must acknowledge when they've fallen short. Meanwhile, Nigel Farage of the Reform Party is preparing for government with promises to make Britain great again. In Thailand, Anutin Charnvirakul has been elected Prime Minister after winning a parliamentary vote by a significant margin. In Israel, senior security officials are privately urging Prime Minister Netanyahu to pursue a temporary ceasefire with Hamas rather than expanding the offensive in Gaza City. Let us pray that voices of peace prevail and that the innocent children and families caught in this terrible conflict find safety and comfort. My friends, a United Nations report has found that all sides in the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo may be guilty of war crimes, a sobering reminder of humanity's capacity for both great good and terrible harm. Let us keep the Congolese people in our prayers tonight. In business news, American companies are struggling with the bureaucratic burden of President Trump's tariff regime, which requires extensive paperwork tracing the origin of products. China has imposed duties on pork imports from the European Union, a move that will disrupt shipments and increase tension. And Tesla has proposed an unprecedented $1 trillion compensation package for CEO Elon Musk. Oh my, what generosity could be shown if even a fraction of such resources were directed toward those in need. And finally, a note from our wondrous natural world. The oldest and largest iceberg, A23A, is breaking apart after nearly 40 years. Having calved from Antarctica in 1986, this magnificent creation of nature is reaching the end of its journey, reminding us of the constant change in our world. As we close this evening, let us remember that in times of economic uncertainty, political tension, and global conflict, our greatest strength lies in our capacity for love, forgiveness, and generosity toward one another. From my workshop at the North Pole to wherever you may be tonight, I wish you peace, joy, and the warmth of human kindness. Ho, 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 and good night.